G'day everyone, Skunk here. In today's video we're going to look at how to drop dumb bombs in clusters in the F14B Tomcat. We're going to learn how to do this as the pilot and how to set it up in the RIO position. So let's get into it. Alright, so now we are in the F14, we can take a look at how we're going to learn how to drop these bombs in a succession. So we're going to drop them more as a cluster, and you can change the distance and how many you want to change, but today we're just going to keep it to the basics and learn how to drop all of them at once. So before we get to the target area, there's a couple of things we need to get through. First of all, obviously, is turning the master arm on and coming down to air to ground. Now you'll see the HUD changes and it'll take a couple of seconds, but after that we'll get our pipper line, and if you don't get a pipper line when you come from air to air, it's pretty common because you might have something on your weapon selector. So you might have the Phoenix up, for example, and when you go to air to ground you're not getting that pipper line. Why is that? Again, you got to turn off your weapon selector here. Once you got that off, you'll get your pipper line back. Leaving the weapon selector on is pretty common, so don't forget to double check that before you go to air to ground. If you do forget it, just make sure it's off there and then head back to air to ground to make sure that you are all good. The next thing we want to focus on is the wing sweep. We need that to wing sweep bomb mode, and the numbers we want to hit when we go into the dive is roughly 400 to 500 knots. And we want to be going at a 15 to 20 degree dive. So once we hit those numbers, we're going to be good to drop bombs, and the next thing we want to do is go up to select ordnance. We want to select the 18 Mark 82s, and then when we open up the menu again, we go to ripple settings, up to set ripple, and we have more than 16, let's select 28, but select 28 because we want to drop all 18 of them. Now the wing sweep is going back, you see that there, and we're going to go in for our run. As you see, we're going in and we're not too far away from the target area, we are just over it at the moment. So I'm going to come in to about 15-20 degrees. I might have to go a little bit deeper because I almost overshot it. As we come in, you'll see we have a marker that will come up to let us know when we can drop our bomb. Just checking my speed there, and there's the marker, and all we need to do is hold the release stores button and all 18 will be released. And there we go, all 18 are gone and roughly on target. So I'm pretty happy with that, and that's as easy as it is. So what we'll do now is we'll jump into the back seat, we'll have a look at how to set this up for the RIO. Alrighty, so we are in the back of the F14 and we want to take a look at the panel to our left hand side. If you're unfamiliar with the kneeboard, you can bring it up and it's super helpful to find out what is on what station. The stations are down the left hand side, and you can see our bombs are on 1B, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8, and this is represented by the toggles on the left hand side. So all we want to do here is flick all of those up to make sure that they are all selected for dropping. The next panel we want to have a look at is going to be the delivery options panel. This is where you can change the time of the drop, and that will increase or decrease the distance of the bombs. The one next to that is going to be the quantity, and that's going to be how many we want to drop. So we obviously want to drop all 18 of them, and after that is the delivery mode. So do we want this in single ripples? We want ripples today, and then singles or pairs in those ripples, we want singles. The next thing to note is the electric fuse, but this is not modeled as far as I'm aware. I've tried with many different bombs, many different bomb modes. If I'm wrong, please correct me because that would be kind of cool. The next thing is the attack mode. Now this is personal preference. Talk to your pilot. I like to leave it in the PLT, which is the standard, and that works well for me. But again, just have a chat to your pilot. The last thing you do need to check is the weapon type. So we have the Mark 82 and you can scroll up and down to select the different bombs you have. So just make sure you have the right one selected, and that is it. We are all set to drop bombs in Ripple for a carpet bomb. Well, there you go. Hopefully this video was helpful, and let me know if you did like it. I will be doing more complex tutorials in the future, but for now we're just going to be scratching the surface on the F14 and how we can use the pilot and the RIO seat effectively. But until next time, thank you very much.